One thing that seems like it's gotten a lot easier over the years is grasping in games like Central Mechanic. I know one good example that I can think of is Grapple Dog, because it took a little bit of getting used to with that grappling hook, but it wasn't long before I was just like, okay, you make it longer, you get more momentum, you go faster, I got this. And I don't think I would have been very good at that one as a kid. Like, I remember Bionic Commando I had a little bit of trouble with. We rented it, we didn't have it, so I didn't have a lot of practice. But another one is Shovel Knight. Like, bouncing on an enemy, that one took a little bit of getting used to because nothing ever really controls that way. But as a kid, I don't know if I would have been able to do that and like fight a dragon that's blowing bubbles at me and stuff. But one of the biggest examples I can think of as a kid of us just, maybe the game is very difficult, I'm not sure, I haven't tried it in a long time, but there was a game called Solar Jetman, and we could not figure out how to like circumvent the gravity and the physics of that game. It's probably easier now. I need to try it out actually, but yeah, that one gave us a hell of a time when we were kids, and we ended up giving up on it. Like, I might have got to like level 3. But yeah, figuring out gravity and complex mechanics is so much easier when you have previous games to look back on and be like, oh, this is kind of like that one.
Something I've gotten better at as I've gotten older is giving a game a chance. When I was a kid, if the game did not entertain me within the first few seconds, I was like, on to the next thing. But nowadays, like, had I done that, one of my favorite games ever is Bloodborne. Had I been like that with Bloodborne, which I was at first, I like went to fight the werewolf at the beginning and it murdered me in one hit, and I was like, this is dumb. And then, about 2 years later, I came back to it, gave it another shot, because it was just sticking in my craw back there. Like, I had to know why this goopy, wet, dark, gross world was so intriguing. And now it's one of my favorite games of all time, because I stuck with it and powered through and got good at it and beat the game. Awesome. I love that game. I've beaten Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Armored Core since then. Like, FromSoft's one of my favorite developers now, because I had the patience to not just say and move on to the next flashy thing. And that's what I think I've gotten better at, is giving a game the time of day to try to get good at it. Because, like, had I not, I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. I probably wouldn't have liked Red Dead Redemption 2 if I stopped at Act 1. But I stuck with it, powered through, because that game is like, the systems are so weird and jarring to get used to that, like a lot of people bounced fully on that game because of that, but I didn't, and that is also one of my favorite games of all time. Sometimes a game may not be fun at first until you get used to it, but like, you asked me a year ago if one of my favorite games of a year is going to be a giant turn-based RPG strategy game like Baldur's Gate 3, I would have said probably not. I probably wouldn't like it. But no, I love Baldur's Gate 3 because I gave it a chance, learned its systems, and got pretty damn good at it, and had a damn good time with it. So if you're not having fun, just give it more time. If you're playing like 10 hours, still not having fun, fuck that game. It's not for you. But once I started giving games a chance, it opened a whole new world for me.
You know, they say Final Fantasy 13 gets real good after 27 hours.
That's way too long to get good. If a game's not good by then, it's not good.
There he goes. What'd I tell you, Charles? Boy is as sour as weak old milk. No wonder she didn't stay with you. Not even a retired $2 whore would stay with you. That's the goddamn truth.
Things that I sucked at as a kid, but I'm now better at as an adult, is a interesting question to ask myself. But the first thing that came to mind is basically like seeing boss patterns or weak spots, the main one that comes to mind, and I don't know how we missed this, was in Yoshi's Island, the big ass piranha plant boss. Like, I guess we were just terrified because, you know, being the younger brothers, me and Scotty weren't allowed to play. Like, Aaron was playing and we were just watching, and we had no idea how to kill this thing. It's got this big ass yellow navel, and we're just like, we know we could figure out enough that's the weak spot. And I'm pretty sure there was an arrow. There may have not been, and I might just be thinking we were just super dumbasses as a kid. But you have to ricochet the egg against the wall and into the navel under the bridge you're currently on, which is really cool. But as a kid, our dumbass baby brains, we were just like, maybe we should jump in the water and swim to its weak spot. But you can't attack in the water in Yoshi's Island, and I want to say there's even arrows pointing at the correct ricochet spot. But we just couldn't figure that out. And that's just one of many examples of, like, dumb things we thought we just didn't know about as kids. But now, as an adult, you're just like, how dumb was I? Like, obviously this is it. And another big one is, like, Mega Man X. Especially Mega Man X. Mega Man a little too, but X especially. We fought those Robot Masters, no, Maverick Hunters, a lot. And if you have their weakness, they just literally get like the weakened attack frames and everything just straight up and stop what they're doing. And it makes it so easy. And we just could not figure that out as a kid. Like, there's only like 8 of them. It's not that hard to figure out what a weak point is. Granted, this was before internet and stuff too, but it's just something that escaped us as kids that as an adult, it's just like, yeah, obviously ice is the fire's weakness. Like, that makes more sense than anything.